On a frosty morning, the world of wildlife awakens. Much of that wildlife at the Deschutes Land Trust's Camp Polk Meadow is busily gathering food. The birds are foraging in the area turned up by the restoration work at Whychus Creek. The East Cascades Audubon Society is out in the meadow, continuing a decade of voluntary research, counting the types of birds and tracking where they see them.
3 house finches and a western bluebird.
Okay, cool. What we're trying to do is to inventory the birds on a regular basis, and it's actually been going on since the Land Trust bought the property. And this is important because when the stream gets re-meandered, the whole area is going to change. We'll be able to see what impact this is having on birds.
Now that Whychus Creek's new channel through the meadow has been constructed, it's time to replant the 28 acres surrounding the creek.
We do the sedges first, work our way out from the creek, then we'll come back with our trees and shrubs.
The meadow, once cleared of trees and shrubs for farming, will eventually become a flourishing environment rich with plants and wildlife.
Well, the plants help protect the bank, so they help hold the channel dimensions that were built. At the outside of the meander bends, we're purposely planting birch and willow and alder, not only to stabilize that bank, but also to create big overhanging trees to create shade. Those plants will be food for insects that then support the fish.
A group of young volunteers is on hand for the first time to help and discover the value of habitat restoration.
All right, guys, these ones are for you to use so you don't keep walking back and forth. It's called. You already named yours, Pedro. Too bad. Oh, you didn't name yours Olaf.
Anne-Marie Eklund, a science teacher at Cascades Academy, feels it's important to integrate her classroom instruction with some real hands-on experience.
I think it's so much more valuable to have them be out here and part of experiential learning. It's so much more valuable to do that rather than teach them everything in the classroom. They learn much better out here. Here they'll remember this all their lives.
This group of students will have a chance to learn about plants and animals and experience what it means to be stewards of the environment.
Restoration is something that was a natural part of the land here, disrupted by humans. We're getting it back to its original form and how it used to be.
Alexa hopes to plant the most trees and do it exactly the right way.
That looks good, actually. Yeah, it does. And remember to step on it when you're done. Do the little hat dance. There you go.
I'll be able to look back when the creek's running through where it used to be and all the trees are big and they're all planted. I can get to look back and say, I got to help with that.
These students are participating in a series of student stewardship projects with local nonprofit organizations. They're from one of the many local classes that are becoming stewards of Whychus Creek, and among hundreds of volunteers helping to make the restoration project successful. They'll spend time over the next few years weeding, planting, and observing the transformation of the landscape.
Our work really seeks to connect kids back to their home waters, bring them out to Camp Polk to help with the plantings. They've not only been able to help restore the creek and help restore this area, but they've also just been able to be outside and really experience this area for themselves.
It's just so beautiful to look out in the meadow and see all the trees and the frogs and all the wildlife. It's really cool.
Cool indeed. Healthy new beginnings. Plants now starting to grow and an engaged and activated community participating in the work of restoration and stewardship. Whychus Creek soon to be flowing freely through Camp Polk Meadow. And a community of migrating birds settling in for a stay in a meadow once dry and dusty, slowly becoming full of life and promise.